Hey guys, and welcome to the fourth video for the basic series for the UDK. So this one's on creating a basic terrain, as you probably would have already known because it's the title will say it. Okay, so first off, creating a basic terrain is really easy. I'm just going to bring this full screen because you don't really need your grid ports to create a terrain. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is click the game view, get rid of these two since you don't need them, and yeah, you're left with these. I always delete my player start at the when I first start a new level, just because then if you later on you don't delete it, and then you got to like right click and you go add player start, and then you press play and it says you've already got like a new spawn on this one, and it could be somewhere out of the map. You're like got to go scavenging around for it. Considering if your map is like really complex, then you've got to scavenging around really bad. Like if it's not so bad when you got one flat terrain, but when it gets tangled up in the wireframes and everything. So anyway, first off you want to go tools, new terrain, and I'm going to go 500 by 500, which trust me is massive still. Not it's big, but not like big enough really for a, you know, because like a free roam. I mean, it could make a free roam, but it's not as big as most people would think. So if your character's about, I'm going to go this way because of the light, your character's about this high on the wire brush, it's going to build up my speed. As you can see, it is quite massive. Now what I like to do is click on my terrain and make it so my little red dot is in the center, my brush. Now, no matter what, it depends all like on, it doesn't really have its own like top left type angle. So yeah, that will do. There. I don't know what, but if I click brush now and like that, it will take you straight to this corner. Actually, might as well show you. So out of all the corners, it will take you. So what I mean by it doesn't have its own top thing. So at the moment, it'd be bottom right. At the top, it'd be top right, top left, bottom left. So whatever angle you look at it, it's always going to spawn on this side. So if I click brush now, see it's gone from there and it's down in here. Okay, so anyway, what you want to do, we have for our terrain stuff, creating the terrain, we have terrain editor and the landscape mode. Now landscape mode's more advanced, so we're going to start off by using the terrain editor. Now what you want to do is just drag that. Actually, I'll just bring it up for now. So first off, you've got your paint, and you might think that's for textures. It's not, it's just for painting, like applying. So if we was to go strength, I'm going to add that to 1,000 because of it's a big map, so it's going to take a lot more than 100 to really notice the difference. Drag them all the way up, and that's how big you'll get it. So if I hold control and right click, left click, sorry, you start getting this terrain. Now if you right click, sorry, you'd like do the opposite, go down. So yeah, that's that. See, as you can go down. So if you wanted to make a river, you could just go like that type thing. Have maybe like a small weird island in the front of it. There's your island, and then you put the water up around it. In fact, that would be on the water line, so you might want to bring that up. You can do what you want there and there. So that's your paint. Then you got your smoothing. So if you hate to look at that and it looks all really bad, then you got your smoothing, and as you can see, it smoothens things out. If it makes stuff a lot smaller, so you have this big mountain thing here, and you got to smooth it, makes it smaller. Don't worry, it's just as it smooths out, it needs to get smaller. But as you can see, it's nice and smooth now. For around here, this is good. You always smooth out the bottom of your lakes really, because it makes such a difference, especially with the lighting. It's more smooth with the lighting. So as you can see, it looks a bit rough, and as you bring it around, it looks much better. You can always tell where it hasn't been smooth. We're not going to be telling you how to add, well, I'm not going to be telling you how to add because I'm hosting the UDK Learning Basics, the UDK series part of it. But we're not going to be telling you how to add textures yet, because that'll be in the next one. So yeah, and then the next tool that I would use, the next, is flatten. So your little red dot, which is in where my mouse is where it will flatten from. So if my pivot's up the top there, I just call it, it's called the pivot point, and I hold Control and click, flattens out. Hold it down there, click, flattens out there. Hold it here, click, does that. But if you're noticing, it's not doing anything, but if I bring it around here, as you can see, it is doing stuff. So if you had this whole big mountain here and you're like, or more so this lake, and you didn't like it, you can just hold click and do that. Now right click also does the same thing, so whatever you feel comfortable with. So right and left click both does the same thing. So if you wanted to get rid of all that, then yeah, sure, go for it. The next one tool that I would have to be most used next after that would be the terrain subtractive. I call it the terrain subtractive visibility and all that. What it does is put a hole in it. I just call it terrain subtractive because it's the way I remember it. Don't ask why. But it's because like it subtracts a hole in your terrain like that. So if you was to have a system like a terrain like this, let's say with big mountains and everything for like, I don't know, some form of like tactical shooter or something, and then you had a whole subway or sewer system to go under the map, and like, yeah, so you have a terrain here, and then people are like, oh, if you wondering what I did there, I pressed F and it makes the fog, activates the fog. But yeah, so let's say you have on ground, which is like here for tanks and all that, and then let's say you wanted to go like sneaky style, stealth, then you can go under here and into the subway. Then like maybe jump up here where another hole will be. Don't ask why it's saving it. We just go straight to my autosaves because I have autosave on. I like it on, even though I always manually save it. I always have it on. Next one here is mirror, which is if I will go back to creating a mountain, bring that big thing up, bring that around. Mirror just makes it so, as you can see, the exact same. See, obviously, as you can see, it just mirrors stuff off. Or mirrors it off, makes it identical on both sides. Another thing is that this is just optional. You got wireframe mode, so if you want to put wireframe mode on, you got that. I don't normally use wireframe mode, but a lot of people like to use it. If you hate the color of the wireframe mode, which I normally do, you can change it. But I normally keep mine on this, considering I never use it. It's defaultly around there. See, if you went to red and went OK, then it goes to red. But I tend to keep mine on the light blue, even though I dislike it. If you're thinking that doesn't make sense, I don't care. I just keep it on light blue because I never use it. So that's optional for there. Now if you wanted to add a texture, you'd go and add it into here. So as you can see, height map, if you wanted to, I'm going to turn that off now, it's going to annoy me. If you wanted height map means this, like putting mountains in. So let's say you had grass texture, which I'm doing that in the video right after this. Grass texture, then you could like click that will go yellow, that will go like a light grey. Hold the paint button, hold Control, left click, start, instead of building mountains, you'll start painting on that texture. But the first texture you always do. In fact, why am I telling you this? It's kind of just teaching you about the texture video. Oh well, I'll just re-say it in the texture video as well. You'll just learn a few other different basic things in the texture video if you think. But yeah, as you know, it will paint over. The first material you apply, it will cover the whole terrain in. So the first material you always apply to your terrain is the one that the whole terrain is going to be set in. So if the whole terrain is really based around this desert, you would most likely set it to sand. Then you might get like a sandstone one, so you can and then paint the ridge things along here. Anyway, that's it guys, thanks for watching. It's really the train. See, as the landscape mode's gives you more freedom in it. But see, it's not the same. You have to put in images and everything for it. It's how CryEngine works, don't worry. It's really more advanced, but it's more so it goes off the image. You create an image, not necessarily put a mountain, like go Google images, find a mountain picture and it builds it in game. That would be just weird and awesome. But as in, like, light is mountains and black's just not flat, like flat type thing, and you really have to like experiment and get them done. That's so far what I know of it. Haven't really looked into that because I prefer to use this for now. If I'm wrong and you know it, feel free to leave a comment. But other than that, alright. So anyway, thanks for watching and goodbye. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Oh, last thing, sorry. As you make this bigger and you put on subtractive, see that hole there, and you can also make bigger holes. And feel free to edit these around, see like 5,000 instead of 1,000 before. I'll put this on 5,000 and that on 5,000, and as you can see it'll get a lot bigger hole than that. That's it, thanks for watching now. Actually, it's goodbye. Please don't comment, subscribe.